Hello, everyone. Thank you for tuning in to Save News TV. And today we have some breaking stories and we also have some messy stories. But anyway, let us begin. First of all, I see America has awakened again, and they are not just lying down, taking things as status quo. And as far as the elections go, Virginia is an example of that, and they have definitely spoke very loudly against their disdain for what is happening in the political sphere. But we're not here to talk about that today. What we are going to talk about are the Biden mandates and how they are having a absolutely hard effect in the United States of America and all across the spectrum. Small employers, 100 or less, are definitely being impacted by that. And also, employees are just saying, no, we're just not going to comply. We will not comply. So, everybody, let's get into it right now and get into this article here. Okay, so this past weekend, and the past few weeks, it has been hard going for the airlines. And we'll start off with this article from CNN. It says, "Why flying is so bad and about to get worse. Canceled flights, packed planes, rising fares, and violent outbursts are the new normal for air travel. Flying to get is getting worse for both passengers and crew. The problems run deeper than the operational meltdowns that caused Southwest and American Airlines to cancel thousands of flights over a 4-day period in recent weeks, each stranding tens of thousands of angry passengers. Staffing shortages are leading to the overworked flight crews and most of the canceled flights. Vaccine mandates could lead to even more staffing shortages. Less choice in flights has led to higher ticket prices, and altercations over masks have been the cherry on top of miserable year of flying. Those issues will continue well into the holiday season, and perhaps they will get even worse. Airline unions say staff at breaking point. American and Southwest blame their recent service meltdowns on the lack of enough pilots and flight attendants to adjust for cancellations that began with bad weather. Okay, bad weather. Southwest October 8th counts through 11th cancellations nightmare cost 75 million. The airline recently reported. Officials with various airline unions say that their members are stressed to the breaking point by work conditions causing understaffing. Many pilots and airline attendants say they're having trouble getting hotel rooms they need to have the government mandate rest while working. Pilots at American Airlines have held informational pickets in recent weeks to complain about work conditions, and Southwest pilots are planning their own pickets this month. The airline unions say they're worried that problems will get worse with the pickup in travel over the expected holidays. We want that flying to get done. We want that flying to get done, but we don't want tickets sold that can't be fulfilled, says Captain Dennis Tager, an American Airlines pilot and spokesperson for the Allied Pilots Association in an interview last month about the holiday season. Are they biting off more than they can chew? Worries about vaccine rules. Both American and Southwest say they will comply with federal rules set to go into effect for government contractors in early December that will require their employees to have gotten the vaccine. Delta Airlines said it doesn't believe it has to comply with those stricter rules, although all airlines will soon have to comply with federal mandates that businesses with 100 or more employees require either the vax or a weekly test. Some industry analysts believe complying with the rules will mean a large number of airline employees won't be able to work during the holiday period, or they will quit their jobs rather than to comply. Southwest CEO Gary Kelly recently said he does not believe the airline will have to fire unvaxxed employees to comply. Instead, he said they will likely be accommodations allowed for employees with religious or medical reasons, possibly through use of the testing. The last thing I want is people distracted with something like this mandate during the holidays. The investors last month, he said to investors, the last thing I want is for people to fear that they will not be able to work or have a job. But Scott Kirby, CEO of United, which put in place the toughest mandates in the industry even before the federal rules were announced, said he believes allowing airline employees to avoid through regular testing will cause possible problems of its own, including the airline suddenly not having employees available to work due to testing positive or not getting the results back. He believes that United, which has had almost all employees already vaxxed, is only one that can promise passengers that their flights will not be upended by protocols. Imagine if you have thousands of employees on one day calling in saying, for some reason, my test did not come, I did not pass my test, it did not come back. I mean, it is going to be a huge challenge for airlines that not only implementing requirements, customers can book with confidence on United. We'll get it done. Yeah, right. Okay. Well, that's what United said, and that's what other was happening in other airlines. Well, now here comes my messy because I have I love you all subscribers. I love you all. This was sent to me, and first of all, I got to put up my copyright banner here. But this was sent to me by one of our viewers, and I am going to tell you, you all are messy. I love you. And this is what happened to Mayor De Blasio's home.
Tell him to pick up his own fucking trash. Do whatever you want. Do whatever you want. I've been fighting for a year. You're late to the party, all right? You're late to the party. Where were you for the teachers? Where were you for the businesses? Where were you for the healthcare workers? You show up today?
No, come on. Let's not create division.
You've been fighting for a year. Don't tell me not to throw it. Do whatever you want.
I'm going to say this. The reason why trash was being thrown at the De Blasio mansion is because of the fact that the sanitation workers are on strike because they do not agree with the mandates. And so this is the impact that's happening in America now. First, we have my bad. First, we have the elections on Tuesday that was like, we staying home and sipping coffee. We're not going to the polls. Okay. Then we have airlines, employees of the airlines saying, oh, not going to work. Okay, can't make it today. And now we have the residents, and they're not mad at the sanitation workers. They're throwing trash in De Blasio's mansion because of the fact that their trash is not being picked up because the sanitation workers are protesting. You cannot make this up. I am in love, 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 love with my messy crew of y'all keep sending me stuff like this because we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about it. Now, let me tell you what's coming up so you will be prepared for this. What's coming up is the new trick to get you all to comply. Well, I wouldn't say comply, but what we're going to say is the new trick that they're using so they can pocket the money. Well, the administrations are afraid that in December, November, December, the people will not go to work because the deadline to receive the vax was in December. Period. 100 employees. So now what they're doing is that they're changing the date from December to January 1st so they can get through the get through the holiday season and make their money. So this is what has happened today. Okay. Biden sets 19 vaccine rules for businesses. Biden will enforce the mandate that workers in the U.S. companies with at least 100 employees to be vaccinated against 19 or tested weekly starting January 4th. So what they did was they changed the date from December to January so all you all can go to work. And then on January 4th, they're going to slam the hammer down on you. And if you haven't complied, like we say here, you can either comply or you cannot comply. It's your choice. But this is what's happening. Losing tremendously at the polls wasn't enough to give them a hint. People not going to work or throwing trash in the mansions of governors is not enough for them to get the hint. But what they're going to do now, they're going to try to coerce you into going to work between November and December so they can get the Christmas money. And then, boom, January 4th, it's going to be on and popping. So let's get back to this article. Spurring legal challenges from Republican governors who say Biden is overstepping his authority. Within hours, governors from Florida, Iowa, Indiana had vowed to fight the new rule, arguing it infringes on individuals' freedom. Despite growing political opposition, the delayed rollout of the mandate offered a reprieve to businesses facing labor shortages during the holiday seasons. Biden's related decision to push back the deadline for federal contractors to the same date suggested by the White House accompanied requests from companies and industry groups. The administration also said millions of workers in healthcare facilities and nursing homes participating in Medicare and Medicaid government healthcare programs will need to get their shots by the same date. The action on the private sector vaccines was taken under U.S. Occupational Safety and Health Administration, which is OSHA. Emergency authorization of a workplace safety, official said. The mandate to 84.2 million workers and 1.9 million private sector employees, another 18.5 million workers for those employers are exempt because they either work remotely or outside of all the time, OSHA said. While I would have much preferred that requirements not be necessary. Too many people remain unvaxxed for us to get out of this pandemic for good. So I institute the requirements, and they are working, Biden said. An average of 1,100 people, Americans, are dying daily from that. Most of them unvaxxed. 19 has killed 745,000 people in the United States. I wonder how many has had pre-existing conditions. And but anyway, let me read the article. OSHA estimates that 31.7 million of covered workers are unvaxxed, and 60% of employers will require up to 25% today, resulting in another 22.7 million employees getting vaxxed. The healthcare industry rule will lead to 2.4 million worker vax during the first year. The administration's various vax rules cover 100 million employees, about two-thirds of the U.S. workforce, the White House said. OSHA will consider during the 30-day public comment on private sector rule expanding the mandate to cover businesses with fewer than 100 workers, officials said. The private mandate is likely to trigger legal battles hinging upon the rarely used law on which the action was based and questions of the constitutional limits of federal powers and authority over healthcare practices. The administration said the action falls well within OSHA's authority. The U.S. Chamber of Commerce, the nation's largest business lobbying group, said the administration made some significant adjustments in the rule that reflects certain concerns raised by business community. Other industry groups voiced concerns. The Retail Industry Leaders Association said the 60-day implementation timeline is insufficient and they wanted 90 days. Associated Builders and Contractors, which represent construction workers, says its plans to assess additional actions, which may include facilitating industry compliance and or filing a legal challenge. Some of the nation's largest unions, such as the United Auto Workers, said they will review the rule, determine how it affects current workplace protocols. A 490-page regulation is known as the Emergency Temporary Standard, ETS. Senate Republicans said they will try to repeal it using a law known as Congressional Review Act. As soon as it's published, the state of Florida will be joining with Georgia and Alabama, as well as private plaintiffs, to file suit, said Florida Governor Ron DeSantis. The federal government can't just unilaterally impose medical policy under the guise of workplace regulations. The administration wouldn't move forward unless they thought that they could defend it legally. I think the constitutional challenges are all going to fail, Donald Verrilli, U.S. Solicitor General during former President Barack Obama administration, told Reuters. Dangerous surge. Biden in September unveiled plans for the mandate seeking to increase vaccine rates amid the dangerous surge of 19 cases and get more people back to work. In meeting with companies and industry groups representing retailers, logistic firms, and construction workers, executives asked the administration to delay implementation until after the new year, citing concerns about worker shortages during the important holiday season. See there? They want to make their money and then they get back to telling you what to do with your body. But okay. Employers will not be required to provide or pay for tests. Administration estimates that about 5% of employees covered by the rule will seek and receive religious or medical accommodations. Failure to comply with the mandate would trigger fines of about $14,000 per violation, which would increase with several violations, officials said. They did not specify whether workers would be fired for refusal to be vaxxed or tested. A company can have all its workers unvaxxed under the rule as long as they test it regularly and wear masks, official says. The minority of Americans has refused to be vaxxed. About 70% of U.S. adults have been fully vaxxed, and 80% have received at least one shot, according to latest data. We have to do what is right for our workforce, Labor Secretary Marty Walsh told reporters. The rule for healthcare workers covers more than 10 million, of whom around 70% have already been vaxxed, costing about 1.4 billion, officials said. It applies to around 76,000 healthcare providers that receive Medicare or Medicaid reimbursements, including hospitals, nursing homes, dialysis center, ambulatory surgical settings, and home health agencies. The administration said it stopped short of requiring further workplace measures involving workplace distancing, barriers, ventilation, and sanitation. All righty, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this link to this article in the chat so you can go for it for yourself and read the article, both of the articles which I referenced tonight. You know, we're all about you all being educated and finding out and reading for yourself. So what we're going to do now is, because this was sent to me by a viewer, we're going to play this again. I just say, it's funny. And I thank all of you viewers for being messy sometimes, and keep the videos coming, because this was truly, truly very funny. And it's unfortunate that people cannot get their trash picked up, but it is what it is.
Tell him to pick up his own fucking trash. Do whatever you want. Do whatever you want. I've been fighting for a year. You're late to the party, all right? You're late to the party. Where were you for the teachers? Where were you for the businesses? Where were you for the healthcare workers? You show up today?
No, come on. Let's not create division.
You've been fighting for a year. Don't tell me not to throw it. Do whatever you want.
This is Charlie Kirk, founder and CEO of Turning Point USA. If you liked this video, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel at Turning Point USA.
Said, everybody, that was the video that was sent to me by one of our subscribers. And as always, we thank you for allowing us into your homes. And please like, follow, subscribe, and follow us. Remember, you can watch us on Roku. All of our content is over there because of the fact that, honey, sometimes these social media platforms want to take us down. But this is AZ Hubbard reporting. We love you. God bless. And you all have a fabulous day. Goodbye.